Hey everybody, welcome back. Review, no, not a review, Geek Out time, where basically Mary and I talk about a movie right after seeing it. It's not actually a review, it is just us kind of expressing some opinions.
Babbling along and derailing frequently.
Yeah, because some of you guys actually like to hear what we have to say. And so we are straight out of M. Night Shyamalan, ding dong. I was gonna not do it, and then I was half doing it, so I had to do it. We saw Glass. So, I'm going to warn you, well, I'll tell you this. No spoilers for like a minute. I'm just gonna get my, just my basic, just like in case.
Okay,
like,
fine.
Gotta not touch my face. Really loved it. And I would say, if you remember the other movies, you can probably still watch this and enjoy it, but it really is worth rewatching the other movies, because as a trilogy, I think this is spectacular. Did you enjoy it?
Yes.
I had lots of twists, jaw on the floor at the end. I would like to see more.
I'm undecided on that point.
Right, which we'll get into in the spoilers, which, there you go, I won't make you feel too bad about it. We're going into spoiler mode, so from here on, keep in mind, this is not a movie you want spoiled, but we are going to be talking spoilers, and we're probably going to talk about the end right up front, so,
yeah.
Spoilers. Yeah, I'm not doing the graphics, though, that's too much.
No.
Again, bear with us on the tech. I think, we're still working it out. I could use one more of these, because I did like having the backlight, but I think our faces are a little bit better illuminated tonight. So we're working on the tech side. That being said, everybody in this was great. James McAvoy was great. Some of the new personalities were really interesting.
Yeah, I would like to see a little bit more of them.
Yeah, but I think it was...
again, with 20-something.
Yeah, and I feel like it was pretty well balanced, particularly all the characters they had, because Anya Taylor-Joy, the Doctor, even Glass's mom, David Dunn's son, they all are returning characters, and they get some spotlight time, too.
Yeah.
So I think it had a really good balance of how much screen time each of the characters got, focusing on our major three heroes.
Right.
I also really liked not liking the Doctor. Because like the whole time I'm like, this is all your fault, and then I'm like, what is this? How legal is what they're doing? Of course.
And things go like, I've been given 3 days to cure. I'm like, I don't think that's how mental illness works.
Yeah, and also like, there's no way like legally she would be allowed to do some of the things she's doing to those people. Particularly like trying to do the laser lobotomy on Mr. Glass. I'm pretty sure that's not that easy to just randomly decide, oh, we saw you at your room, we're going to do it. And then like even treating David Dunn the same way you treat McAvoy's character. Yeah. It's like, I don't know. But I was like, I'll go with it. I'll just let it happen. We'll see what happens. And I was really hating on her until, of course, it's revealed. Because
it's a comic book movie.
Yeah.
There's shit like that in comic book movies.
Yeah. But they did a really good reveal with that, too. And, of course, we'll get to that. But, we'll get to what you called, but first I'm going to talk about that we were talking about it when we were watching Split. I called pretty much the beginning, and I'm pleasantly surprised with how much I did not know and how much they kept out of the trailers, because most of the trailer stuff is in the very beginning of this movie, save for a couple of shots, maybe. And I did call it, it's like the Beast is still on the loose. What was it, like 3 weeks later?
Something like that.
Which also, actually, that brings up a good timeline issue with Anya Taylor-Joy talking about her uncle's put away and how over and healthy she seems to have become. If that's really only 3 weeks, I'm a little skeptical of that timeline.
In all honesty, I don't remember them actually saying how much time they probably did.
I know it was a short amount. But, anyways... So, and then, of course, I knew David Dunn's out there fighting crime, and he's going to bump into Kevin, and, then he's going to find out where the girls are and save the girls, and that's when they're going to get caught. So, I did call that. Would you like to tell them about what you got so excited about calling during Split?
Yeah, I just watched Split for the first time last week.
Last Saturday.
And so the guy says something about... they said something about where his dad went on a train and went away, and then something about the Beast had to be born in the train yard. I'm like, his dad died in that train crash, didn't he?
She totally called it. And he's putting flowers down at this, like, subway terminal, though. And I'm like, nah, because, that train wasn't a subway. I guess I just don't know how the train systems work.
Well, it may have been I don't think that was a subway.
Well, it was some kind of subway-looking station, so I assumed it was kind of a subway. And again, I'm saying that's me being wrong. That was my assumption during Split that I was incorrect about. It had that look.
He did run down an actual tunnel.
Right.
But, again, I don't know. having not used the public transit system in Philly's, New York, whatever.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So I was really excited that you totally called that. And I mean, what a fucking reveal that was, too, Mr. Glass. And I love that, too, that Anya Taylor-Joy, I wish I could think of the character name.
It's like Carrie, or...
I don't know. The girl. We'll just call her the girl. But I do love that she figured it out, and like she was like, oh, you haven't told him, and Mr. Glass is like, oh, come on, man. I pulled my face too far over. Yeah, we may not use this tracking stuff. Why are you not moving?
For this one, we have technical issues.
Seriously, why are you not... I'll just lean into you then. So... See, now that's the problem with the tech stuff. It does derail me. It used to be her job. But yeah, the reveal with Mr. Glass, like, don't tell him yet. It turns out that, you know, Mr. Glass also created the Horde, the Beast, because, you know, Kevin's dad was on that train too. And they did a brilliant, very clever, like, new shot of Kevin's dad getting on that train, sitting down, and like the camera pulling back. And then it kind of transitions into the opening shot of Unbreakable, actually panning over to actual footage of the beginning of Unbreakable.
Yeah.
I thought that was really clever. And of course they had a great use of a flashback, which I assume was a deleted scene from Unbreakable, because the son was the kid again and Bruce was super young.
Yeah.
So that was really neat that they did that. Oops, that's my bad. I did that. I totally wiped my hair off my face. So, seriously, why is it not?
I don't know.
You talk about something. What do you want to talk about?
What do I want to talk about?
Let's with this crap.
We were trying to figure out why people are not liking this movie.
And maybe I'm wrong, but it seems like I heard a lot of people just not liking it, so...
I have been, like, purposely staying away from any reviews just because I just didn't want to be colored, you know, before going... before going in.
Yeah, that's how I
can't really speak as to what the general reaction is at this point. Although I did see, like, EW's website have a headline saying, like, glass is half full.
Yeah, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's got, like, I think, low Rotten Tomatoes, and I'm like, what are people not digging about this? I mean, I could see some little things. I have some minor things, but...
Well, I think there's probably people who are kind of turned off by Everybody Dies.
Yeah. But, I mean, I think it was perfectly necessary.
Well, yeah... But
I'm not arguing with you, I'm arguing with them.
But at the same time, Everybody Dies, no actual new hero step in to take the place.
I will say that is one minor disappointment, but that's expectations, that's not the movie, you know.
Right. And the thing is, what happens at the end with all the stuff going viral, you kind of have to wonder how much of it is people going like, oh, well, that's just, you know, special effects.
I know. I do feel like if there is a sequel, that's how they try to explain it away.
Yeah, and then the people who actually believe it are the ones who go like, oh, wait a minute, I've had similar shit like this happen. Right.
So, I mean, you could still work with that, and you could do another sequel or trilogy to this that is, you know, it's like a bunch of heroes and villains start coming out of the woodwork, and then we get to learn more about this mystery organization and, you know, the Black Clovers, as she said, which made me joke, well, if M. Night Shyamalan ever does a movie about a screaming teenager named Asta...
He's not allowed to do cartoon adaptations anymore.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, he's not allowed to do anime.
Yeah. Not after what he did to Avatar.
Right, yeah. But, you know, I mean, I did really like the choice. Speaking of Shyamalan, I really liked that he kept his cameo again, but he made it the same character through all three movies.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, it was very on the nose that it was returning from Split. Well, remember in Unbreakable...
I remember Unbreakable, he was theoretically a drug dealer.
Right, and remember, so in this he mentioned, didn't I recognize you from the stadium, 15 years ago? Oh, yeah.
I got that one. I don't remember him in Split, though.
Oh, he was the security guy at the apartment building of the doctor, the psychiatrist. And he was like, he was showing her the security footage when they saw...
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Talking about, like, the Hooters wings and stuff.
Yeah, okay.
But I thought that was really cool that they kept that consistent. Even tied it in, even though it is definitely a little bit reaching, a little bit like, hey, let me verbally explain this to you, expositional. But I thought it was neat to reach even all the way back to Unbreakable. And his expressions were actually cracking me up when David Dunn and his son are like,
let the man take a walk.
Yeah, just let the man take a walk, Jesus. So that was really, really cool too. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good stuff, and you know what? We're going to talk about some more of that after these messages.
Be right back. So, like I was saying, the girl, they need to tap her to play Belle Angelita if they just need a chick with really big eyes.
Yeah, they could have saved her all on CG. But no, she was really good in it. She was really good.
Yeah, I love her.
Yeah, and like her stuff with Kevin, with James McAvoy, is always fantastic. And I found it really interesting to me how sympathetic and how bad I felt for him in his demise. You know, like I had to keep reminding myself, this dude is like a cold fucking, you know, he's a fucking murderer, man. Like, cannibal murderer.
Kevin
well,
wasn't.
not Kevin, but I mean, I know. I mean, Kevin wasn't, but I'm just saying he's part of all that, you know? So it's like, oh, man.
Well, I think, though, she kind of can't look past that. He is more than just the Beast. He's, you know, he is all these other people, and they've all been hurt.
So what you're saying is I'm actually kind of human? Oh, I see. But I do actually feel, and I feel bad for Mr. Glass too, because I kind of want to see more of his masterminding.
I want to see more of his mastermind, but then again, he's good at getting people killed.
yeah, no, but I do love that it's like, oh, even after his death, I love that, like that oh shit moment of she's in the comic store, you know, it's like she hears the dudes talking about, oh, they just didn't see it coming and get him looking one way, and he's over here doing the other, and she's like, oh shit. You know,
yeah,
so
that was brilliant.
I thought that was really, really cool. Some of the security guards were kind of interesting. I like that it was left up to you a little bit to decide how villainous at least one of the security guards kind of was, or the nurses, I guess, in the mental world.
By the way, that was woefully understaffed.
Yeah, there is kind of that. That's a good point. Although I
think that's normal these days.
Oh, that's a good point too. But I could also argue that because we now know that it was a secret organization, that they maybe specifically kept it understaffed, to less people involved to know anything.
Fewer security risks.
Yeah, so maybe.
In terms of leaks.
Yeah, I could at least go with that. I loved watching James McAvoy and Glass work together, and just how that came together. And like, I like that she got Bruce Willis doubting himself even. I thought that was pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
And when the SWAT dudes well, as soon as you see after the sniper shot and you see the tattoo on the SWAT guy, you're like, oh, that's something.
Yeah.
And then when they start drowning Bruce Willis, you're like, what?
As soon as I saw the pothole there, I'm going like, that's coming back.
Well, yeah, you kind of, I mean, there was definitely some telegraphing going on. And I think...
But you assume that it's going to be the Beast grabbing him and throwing him down.
Right, you don't know.
Not the, you know, the police.
So it was still very twisty in that regard.
Yeah.
But yeah, the fight and everything was actually, for it to be a grounded superhero fight, it was actually really thrilling. I really quite enjoyed how all that played out.
Yeah. And I think... I think some folks may have been hoping that maybe his son would start manifesting. Yeah,
again, I think, and I'm the same way. I thought one of these other people, I thought that was going to be the thing. And even the girl, I thought, oh, has she got some kind of power of touch? Because they kept kind of playing, and it didn't go that way, but they kind of started almost hinting. She's
extremely empathic, but I don't know if it's to a supernatural level.
Well, I mean, clearly the movie was not saying she was. I'm just saying, I thought maybe they were going that way. Because there was a couple of moments when she would just touch the Beast, and like he couldn't break free of her touch, and like that would bring him back to Kevin and all of that. I thought they would go somewhere with that. They didn't.
But I think that's part of the Beast's own self-imposed things, like, oh, you suffered, you're pure, I cannot harm you.
There is that too. That's a valid fairness as well. And again, just the relationship they have too, I'm sure. But I was kind of thinking that'd be a neat way to go with that. I do love that the son was the guy in the chair. Yeah. But I love that Bruce has got David Dunn has a guy in the chair on the computers. That was really cool. Cute. And it felt real too. It didn't feel like they were just doing it as a comic trope. You really believed that would have happened. Oh, unfulfilled mystery or story beat is what happened to David's wife.
She died of leukemia.
Oh, that's true. They did say that, but I think in my brain, because they left it mysterious initially, I was expecting more from that. So I guess you're right. I guess they just I kind of glossed that over in my brain because I was like, there's going to be more to that.
Nope, sorry.
Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, you know, he could still retro write a sequel.
But I think that may have been done partly so David could keep doing the superhero thing without having the whole wife at home, keeping the secret from her, or putting her in danger.
Yeah. Also, I think the people in this universe are terrible at naming superheroes. Mr. Glass works. They keep calling the Horde, which I understand the reasoning, but I prefer calling the Beast. But who the hell is calling David Dunn the Overwatcher?
No, Overseer.
Overseer, which is such a lame name, especially when there are people that were calling him the Green Guardian. And I'm like, that's a superhero name.
Yeah.
That's a name you can sell on
yeah,
posters.
Overseer makes no sense, really.
I know. It's like, that's the name you're all going to settle on?
Because you say Overseer, I'm thinking somebody who, you know...
That sounds more like a
whip.
villain. That sounds more like Mr.
Yeah.
Glass kind of thing. Like, I'm overseeing the master plan. And then technically, one other thing that did bug me, just a stylistic choice, although for the most part, I thought this was beautifully filmed and put together. But there was a couple of times, particularly during the fight, where they do that kind of chest-mounted POV camera, where like it's close up on the person's face, but it's clearly mounted to their body because they stay completely still and the world moves around them. I didn't really care for that. I thought that was a little gimmicky and not purposely used in there. I mean, that's just a nitpick, my own personal taste, but that's one thing it took me out of it a little bit when he started over-relying on that a moment or two. But, you know, that's just a little thing, so... Yeah. I did love McAvoy seducing the guard. That was pretty adorable. It turned out to be a great ploy, too, to get up in there and get a fighting chance.
But going back to the whole Beast versus the Horde, the Beast is one person, but he's got the whole horde of personalities backing him up. So you kind of have to include... So there's a distinction when you're talking about the Beast specifically and the entire group. And
I think my brain has had this backwards, too, that I kept thinking the world called him the Horde and he called him the Beast, but I guess the world does call him the Beast. Or would. They would have. But, you know, he himself, his personalities that are on that side. I completely understand that. I'm just saying I think it was backwards for what... My brain was backwards on it, not the movie, which, you know, happens sometimes. I'm a little dyslexic occasionally. Don't put your face down. But let's see. I think there's a couple other things we can wrap this up. Music was really good. I like that. No post-credit, any kind of thing. Although I do like that they threw out the Unbreakable and Split titles in the Broken Glass under Mr. Glass. And looking back, I'm pretty sure Split has like a cracked glass art style going on over the cover. No, it's they do a multi-screen in the background. Sorry, that was my bad. That was totally. But again, you should be able to. Oh boy. Oh come on. No, I guess I have to lean into you. We're almost at the end. You know what? We'll just. Fine. There. No face tracking for the rest of the video. So can I make hand gestures? Yes, you can make hand. I just hope it stays in focus. That's my only concern. But anyways, but they do like the Brady Bunch screen almost with all the titles going in the background. I'm thinking of the DVD, the DVD Blu-ray. We'll look it up afterwards. There's multiple. No, that was not what the art cover was. Oh, the art. Okay, I thought we were talking about the ending credits. No. Well, I maybe didn't completely verbalize what I was. I didn't get all the words out. But I think like because Unbreakable has broken shards of glass. Of course, Mr. Glass artwork is around broken shards of glass. But I think they actually did it on some of the Split artwork too, which makes it interesting that they were maybe even teasing that in the art without us picking up on it. So I kind of want to check that out. Pacing, especially for a Shyamalan movie, really good. I was never bored. I don't feel like it dragged anywhere. It was never really all that dull. Yeah. The Mr. Glass reveal, slashing the dude's throat, that was shocking. That got a verbal out of me. Like, oh, because it was just so quickly done, and just that was very cool. And just little reveals of Glass being ahead of all these little things was so cool too. And he's hiding his pills, and he's just fucking with them, hanging out in the hallways. I loved all of that. Yeah, David Dunn being like, you have got to be kidding me, when they roll Glass into the therapy session or whatever. Oh, yeah. And yeah, again, it's interesting because all the things as you're watching this movie that you would be like, that doesn't work that way. That's weird. How would they do that in that amount of time? Why would they know to do that? Blah, 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 blah. All makes sense by the end. But like his water nozzle things and stuff. I want to see... I'm not sure I want to see them try to dive deeper into that whole secret society thing, because I just have a bad feeling we would just end up being very disappointed. Maybe, but then again, maybe not. I don't know. I mean, I'm just saying I'm not saying I need another one, but I would like to know more about that, so I wouldn't be opposed if they come up with another one, is all I'm saying. I would be open to the idea. You're right, he could totally screw it up. He might just need to be like, you know what, I have a hit trilogy. Let's just let that ride. I actually wonder if that wouldn't work better as like
mini series or something.
Or maybe like some kind of printed publication.
Like with pictures?
Yeah, like maybe a comic book. That would be cool. There's, we need more comic books because we're not obsessed.
A hero and villain hunting society comic book.
Yeah, that could actually totally work. I imagine is there a comic out there like that, guys? There's got to be, right? I mean, there's no new comic tropes, right? Or did he actually create one? You're gonna have to let us know in the comments, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, so overall, I mean, if you were thinking about it, definitely check it out. I mean, hopefully you'll like it. We certainly did. But look forward to hearing what you guys have to say. So feel free to comment away, let us know, and thank you for bearing with us as we're still working out the technological kinks and lighting kinks. And hopefully we'll have some more movie reviews for you. Next week I will probably see The Final Wish, so I should have a review for you, but Mary won't be here for that one.
Nope.
So I don't know when the next Mary review you'll get will be, but we'll see.
We're not going to do another one after we see Brawley again?
Do you tell us in the comments, do you want a second Brawley? Do you want to show him your buddy there?
Yeah, I picked one of these up on the way out.
By the way, I unfortunately did a post that of course she loves because I showed off these awesome nudes she sent me, and I used the hashtag sexy Vegeta, and she decided to click on it. She has some new fun now.
I have a lovely new rabbit hole.
Yep. And on that note, definitely comment away. Let us know. Geek out with us in the comments. We look forward to hearing what you all have to say. Other than that, you can click the thumbs up button. Give us the good old thumb of encouragement, as we do love to be encouraged. Yeah, find the light. Find the light. All right, don't go into the light, Carolyn. All right, well, we're going to get out of here. We're going to watch some more stuff. We'll see you all.
Casey, that was her name. Later.
Later.